have breaking news out of the National Football League.
Ooh.
Von Miller out for the rest of the year.
Oh, damn.
Oh, man.
Ian Rappaport, a major change for the Bills. Coach Sean McDermott announces that Von Miller did have exploratory surgery yesterday, and they ended up repairing his ACL. He's out for the season.
Jesus.
Sucks.
Fuck. Hell of a run as a Bill, Vaughn. He'll be back next year. I believe he signed a 3-year contract with them this past offseason, so obviously he'll be back. But that was somebody that we felt optimistic about, literally as of yesterday, like Ian's tweet kind of alluded to there, where he'd be able to come back at the end of the season whenever they're on a run, exactly what he was brought in for, to close games, major games, important games out for him. He had been doing that all season. It was some of the best Von Miller that we had seen. Ian Rappaport adds a little bit more context to the story in a tweet here. Von Miller also tore the ACL in the same knee in 2013. Had the repositioning of the lateral meniscus been all that was needed, Von Miller had a chance to return late in the regular season. When they went in, they found significant enough ACL damage to repair. Did not know it was full tear. They probably thought it was just a sprain, a partial tear. Go in there and they go, ooh, that's a lot. One more thing, probably going to tear it completely. I'm not a doctor. I assume that's what took place. A fucking bummer for the Bills. And we got Jordan Poyer joining us in about an hour and 35 minutes or so right here on this particular program. Can't wait to talk to him about all things he has going on, how good the Bills run has been, and also what it was like to have Von Miller as a teammate for the first part of the season here, because he'll be out. That is a damn shame. We had Von Miller on the show every single week somehow, out of nowhere.
Yeah.
We fell into a fucking Hall of Famer joining us every single week for great conversations. Love him as a person. Love him as a Buffalo Bill. Fucking bummed about this, Darius Butler.
Yeah, man, this is obviously a huge hit to that team on the field, but not only on the field what he does, but, hopefully he stays around, in the locker room and sidelines and shit like that. But they brought him in to close out the season and get over that hump. The Chiefs, beating the Chiefs, getting to a championship game. He went to the Rams, made those plays late. Obviously, got another Lombardi, so this is obviously a huge blow to this team. Unfortunate, man.
He can still win 3 Super Bowls with 3 different organizations. He would still technically be a winner of a Super Bowl, even though he would not be in the game if the Buffalo Bills were to go on and win there. The AFC East has got to be thankful for this towards the end of the season here, going on a run.
Especially the Dolphins, because the Dolphins are missing their left tackle. And, Von Miller, that's a direct correlation to how he affects the game. And then you look at the, Vikings and Chiefs game. Chiefs game, he gets that sack. Bills end up getting the ball back and scoring. Completely, change that game for them. And then if Justin Jefferson doesn't make that incredible catch on 4th and 18, third down play, Von Miller beats his man, gets a sack, and sets up that, 4th down. So he really was their premier closer. And I feel like this is a massive loss, if not probably the biggest loss for
any team,
the top contending teams
this year. Yeah, I think so. I think this is the first big one going into week 14. Damn. Hey.
Shit.
Let's remember to enjoy these.
Oh, yeah.
That's right.
We're coming on a time where all we're going to have to talk about is actual bullshit.
Yeah, it's not good.
So let's enjoy this.
Yes.
That's right.
Going to enjoy less with fucking Von Miller not on the field, though. I'm going to be honest about that, Ty.
There's no way that they can replace his production either, right? I mean, you just got to hope that the guys that they have kind of, like he's put enough into that room and everything that someone or a couple guys will step up, but
hopefully
it's kind of the same thing like when TJ Watt goes down. Like you just can't replace that guy.
You cannot replace TJ Watt or Von Miller as a player or a person.
You guys tried over there in Pittsburgh. We're forced to almost try and have to, and it was the record for Pittsburgh when TJ's on and when TJ's off.
It's absurd.
Vastly different, just because at that particular position, with the way this particular style of football is being played, you can fucking wreck games, change games, win games, end games, which is what Von Miller was doing. This is he got paid $100 and some million or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And everybody's like, this guy's washed. Why would they fucking pay him $100 million? Then he stepped in and has one of his best years of all time. The guy was going to potentially be up for Defensive Player of the fucking year. Now he's out with an ACL tear and a meniscus tear. That's a fucking bummer. Now we got a long rehab coming here for Von.
Yeah.
Long rehab coming for Von.
I mean, I guess it's better in the grand scheme of things that they went in there and sounds like did a scope and found this out, and instead of him coming back in a few weeks and him really tearing it and then been out. So hopefully he comes back and have another great season next year. But yeah, pass rushers, obviously wide receivers, but these guys change the math. When Chuck gets up here, he'll be the first guy. Hey, don't let this guy wreck this game. Nick Bosa last week against the Dolphins wrecked the game, 3 sacks, strip sack at that. So losing that pass rush, man, especially with the style of defense that Buffalo plays. A lot of 2 high safeties don't blitz a ton. It's tough, man.
Hey, able to get pressure just from the front four.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's see if Leslie Frazier can, figure it out who's in there.
Great defense.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Not saying they're not.
Great
This
player.
move was made strictly to win a Super Bowl. They had a great defense last year. No Pro Bowlers, I don't think. A couple All-Pros and #1 defense in the league.
Yep.
No Pro Bowlers for whatever reason. Bring in Von Miller because we think this is the only missing part is if we're able to get pressure with just our front four, if we're able to end games without having to bring out full-on blitz or pressure, without potentially losing something in the back end when Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, and something like that we have to win against. This is I'm actually bummed about this.
And we were just talking about, teams being cursed. I'm not saying that has anything to do with this.
No,
whatsoever.
whoa.
But like you go back to last year, 13 seconds, obviously with the Chiefs, and now this year, Vaughn now, but even Micah Hyde before the season started. Like they've lost 2 of their best defensive players, and Trey White just got back, so it's a huge addition. But like Debo just said, like how the secondary works on a string with the D line, like that's going to affect how long they got to cover for. Jordan Poyer's job probably gets harder. Like everyone is going to be hurt from this.
Hell of a season, Vaughn.
Get well soon, Vaughn.